What is up, guys? Media Master Menard here today, bringing you a video about the film world. And recently it came to light that Solo: A Star Wars Story is going to lose Disney over $50 million, and some reports say up to $80 million. And I want to talk about why that happened. So if you saw my review or reaction video to Solo, you'll know that I actually liked the movie quite a lot, and I thought it was a great addition to the Star Wars universe. But it seems like Disney is coming back down to earth a little bit. What's the cause of this blunder, and what's going on with the Star Wars franchise? We'll be discussing that today. So to understand this problem and what happened, we have to look at the troubled production history of the movie. So Phil Lord and Chris Miller were the original directors of the movie, and about 3/4 of the way through the filming, Lucasfilm decided they were going to fire them over quote-unquote creative differences. And so nobody really knows what that means, but I guess Disney didn't like the direction those two directors were taking with the movie. They weren't really suited to make a serious sci-fi film, and they were more known for comedies like 21 Jump Street. So that started to get a lot of fans nervous about the movie's future, and then when they hired Ron Howard, he stepped in, and there was rumors circulating that the script that they were using was almost unworkable and a lot of stuff had to be reshot. And I think that's where a lot of fans started to get a negative connotation in their head of this movie before it even come out. People also had a major issue with Alden Ehrenreich, and they said he couldn't play Harrison Ford, and those doubts were only confirmed when they had to hire an acting coach for him because they didn't like the way he was impersonating Harrison Ford. So already right off the bat, this movie had hardcore fans who paid a lot of attention to the movie very nervous. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, The Last Jedi. It was one of the most polarizing movies ever made in my opinion. Now I actually loved it, and I thought it subverted all of our expectations, and I thought the story of Rey, Kylo, and Luke was a very good one, and they told it very well. But I do know that there were some flaws and weird moments, but overall I liked it, but that's a video for a different day. Like I said, for one reason or another, a lot of people hated The Last Jedi. There was no big lightsaber fight. They ruined the movie with Admiral Holdo. She didn't really make any sense. The Canto Bight sequence was really unnecessary, and a lot of these criticisms are valid. And so a lot of people online are claiming that the reason Solo performed so badly was because people hated The Last Jedi so much and are sick of Disney's spin on Star Wars, but I have a different take on that. I think the online Star Wars community is super toxic, and they just love to hate on the movies. It's become the trendy thing to do, to hate on Star Wars. But I think that they all go to the movie to see the movie and to hate on it. So I don't think it's this hardcore population of Star Wars fans online that are really voting with their wallets. Instead, I would argue that there's a more casual audience that Disney is losing right now. Solo released in one of the most jam-packed summers in memory. They had movies like Avengers and Deadpool come out, and movies like Incredibles and Jurassic World come out after that. And what really doesn't make sense for me is Solo really released 2 weeks after Avengers came out, and so that's just not good planning on Disney's behalf. And Deadpool came out in the week in between those. I know Disney can't control Deadpool, but it seems like casual moviegoers aren't going to go to the movies 3 weekends in a row, so you already lost some of your casual audience right there just from bad planning. Another thing that hurt their casual audience was it seems that Disney has been milking the Star Wars series a little too quickly since they've acquired it. Solo came out only about 5 months after The Last Jedi, and there was 4 total Star Wars movies in about 2.5 years, which will set in series fatigue for a lot of the general public. Disney seems to have recognized this and put all the side stories on hold and focused their efforts more on Star Wars Episode 9. So I do think they are smart there, and that they don't want to drive their franchise into the ground. I mean, I wouldn't mind the frequent releases, but I'm not your average movie goer. I'm a pretty avid Star Wars fan, so like I said, I think it's the right move that they've kind of determined they can't use the Star Wars franchise in the same way that they use the Marvel franchise. And I think the overall problem with Solo and what culminated in this loss of money was probably a combination of all the aforementioned problems, and I think they'll be able to recoup most of their money with sales of toys and TV deals and being able to sell DVDs. Personally, I don't mind the direction Disney has taken the franchise. I do think The Force Awakens was a blatant ripoff of A New Hope, but I still love the movie. I like The Last Jedi, Rogue One, and Solo all the same. So tell me what you guys think about the Star Wars franchise and how Disney is taking it, and what do you think of Solo: A Star Wars Story and what made it lose money? Tell me the answer to all those questions in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing you guys more movies, TV, video game, and anime topics like this. And if you haven't seen my Twitter yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But until then, this is Master Menard signing off.